Welcome, everybody, to the Bellevue City Council meeting. It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 6 p.m. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation with Pastor Chris Himmelman from First City Church at 1908 Lloyd Street.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we thank you for your continued provision for the city of Bellevue. And as we gather for this meeting tonight, would you grant wisdom to our leaders? May there be great unity. May the decisions they make be for the good of the people, that we may thrive as a community. And I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Himmelman. I'll call the meeting to order. Susan, would you take roll call, please?
Councilman Casey.
Here.
Councilman Cook.
Here.
Councilman McCaw.
Here.
Councilman Preister.
Here.
Councilman Burns.
Here.
And Councilwoman Welch.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. This meeting will be conducted in accordance with the Nebraska Open Meetings Act. A copy of that act is located on the rear wall of the council chambers. Item 5, approval of agenda, consent agenda, claims and advisory committee reports. 5A, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion? Councilman Burns?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Burns, second by Casey. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5B, approval of the consent agenda. Items marked with an asterisk are approved where this item is unless otherwise removed. Do I have a motion? Councilman Cook?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Cook, second by Burns. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. There are no special presentations this evening. Item 9, no approved citizen communications received. 10, liquor licenses, we have none this evening. 11, ordinances for adoption, third reading. 11A, ordinance number 4167, request to rezone Lot 1 Southeast Plaza from ML to BG for the purpose of commercial development. Applicant, Marathon Equity, LLC, general location 909 Fort Crook Road North. Susan, would you read that ordinance, please?
Ordinance number 4167, an ordinance to amend the official zoning map of the city of Bellevue, Nebraska, as provided for by Article 3 of Ordinance number 4146 by changing the zone classification of land located at or about 909 Fort Crook Road North, more particularly described in Section 1 of the ordinance, and to provide an effective date.
Thank you. Do I have a motion? Councilman Casey?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll make the motion to approve ordinance number 4167. Second.
Motion by Casey, seconded by Cook. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
We have 5 yes votes and 1 no vote, with Councilman Preister voting no. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 11V, ordinance number 4168, request to rezone lots 1 and 2, Eastern Nebraska Community Action Partnership, being a platting of tax lots 15B1A1, 14A2B, 14A2B2, 15B1A2B, 15B1A3B, 15B1A4, 15B1B2, 15B1A2A, and 15B1A3A, all located in the southwest quarter of Section 25, Township 14 North, Range 13 east of the 6 p.m., Sarpy County. Nebraska from RS 84 to BG and RS 84 for the purpose of a food bank and existing school facilities. Applicant Eastern Nebraska Community Action Partnership, general location 1003 Lincoln Road. Susan, would you read that ordinance, please?
Ordinance number 4168, an ordinance to amend the official zoning map of the city of Bellevue, Nebraska, as provided for by Article 3 of ordinance number 4146 by changing the zone classification of land located at or about 1003 Lincoln Road, more particularly described in section 1 of the ordinance, and to provide an effective date.
Thank you. Do I have a motion? Councilwoman Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Make a motion to approve ordinance number 4168.
Second.
Motion by Welch, second by McCaw. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 11B1, request to small subdivision plat, lots 1 and 2, Eastern Nebraska Community Action Partnership. Do I have a motion? Councilwoman Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Make a motion that we approve item 11B1.
Second.
Motion by Welch, second by McCaw. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12, ordinances for public hearing, second reading. 12A, ordinance number 4169, amending chapter 19 of the city code by adding a new article 9, sections 19 through 108 to 19 through 120 regarding vacant property registration. Susan, would you read that ordinance, please?
Ordinance number 4169, an ordinance to amend chapter 19 of the Bellevue Municipal Code by adding a new article 9, section 19-108 to 19-120 to require the registration of vacant properties, provide registration fees, provide penalties for failing to register vacant properties, to repeal conflicting ordinances and sections, and to provide an effective date.
Thank you, and I'll open up 12A for public hearing. Is there anyone here wanting to speak regarding 12A? Please come forward. Anyone wanting to speak regarding 12A, please come forward. Councilman Casey.
Thanks, Mayor. I guess there is nobody here to speak, so I'd like to make a motion that we delay and have another public hearing on December.
Hold on, let me close I'll close the public hearing since nobody came up, so. Go
Okay.
ahead, sorry.
Okay, then I'll make the motion that we delay the public hearing or have another public hearing after some minor changes are made to the proposed amendment and delay it until December the 3rd meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Casey, second by Welch to delay 12A till the December, what meeting? December 3rd. And continue the public hearing. Okay, motion by Casey, second by Welch. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
Would you, yeah, yours isn't showing up. There it is. All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 13, ordinances for introduction, first reading. We have none this evening. Item 14, public hearing on matters other than ordinances. 14A, show cause hearing on the proposed condemnation at 1010 B Circle, Bellevue. And I'll open up the public hearing and start with our Mike Christensen, our Chief Building Inspector.
Good evening, everyone. I have a short video that I'd like to show first, and then I'll answer any questions that you may have. So this house, this is in the front. This is the guardrail next to the front door. There isn't any part of the exterior of this house that isn't in dire need of repairs, including the soffits. There'll be multiple pictures of soffits and rotting siding, gutters overflowing that are damaging the soffits, missing panels, birds poking holes in all of the exterior siding. There's siding that you can just about stick your finger through in any location. There's several areas where the rodents and raccoons and everything have had free realm of access to the house. Broken windows, as you can see there. This is a soffit area that's all deteriorated and rotted and has free access underneath. Someone put some boards in front of it to try to deter that, but that's not working either. This is just a bay window area that had some flower pots inside that have all been knocked over by presumably the raccoons and other animals that are inside. A lot of termite damage on top of the deteriorating siding. That's, again, a small view of the soffit on the backside of the house. The deck's all deteriorated and need to be removed and replaced. Just every aspect of the exterior has holes in the soffits on all sides, all areas. More broken windows. Chimney area is totally deteriorated and has free access for raccoons, etc. And also more termite damage. This is the lower section where the garage is located on the first floor. There's another floor above that. The roof is either been leaking or from the view I had on the backside, a branch has knocked a hole in the ridge vent of it and allowing water to come down into the lower section all the way through the house. There's a car parked in there, and if you look on the car, there's all kinds of raccoon footprints. So they have free realm of the entire structure. So at this point, under 846 of city ordinance, block that out. All right. Under 846 of city ordinance, whenever the homeowner refuses or neglects to repair a house to bring it back into habitable condition, it shall be deemed a public nuisance, which reverts you back to 842, and all public nuisances should be either repaired or demolished. I spoke to a neighbor that lives in the cul-de-sac. This is a cul-de-sac area. They've tried to make contact with the homeowner and wanted to purchase the property, but never got any response back. Open to any questions you may have.
Councilwoman Welch?
Mike, this house looks like it's been vacant for a while. Any idea how long it's been vacant?
It was first brought to our attention in 2016, and we notified the owner by certified mail, and that letter was accepted. And the response was that they would make the repairs to the structure, but the only thing that's ever been done was shortly after that, a new roof was put on it in November of 2016. And that's the only thing that's been done.
So obviously, we've been dealing with this since 2016, and you've given them chance after chance after chance to
Correct.
Make it right.
And it just continues to deteriorate, excuse me.
Thanks.
Any other questions from Mike? Was there a mortgage lien on this one, do you know?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It is open for public hearing. Is there anyone else that would like to speak regarding 14A? Please come forward. Anyone wanting to speak regarding the proposed condemnation at 1010B Circle, please come forward. Seeing nobody, I will close the public hearing. 14A1, resolution number 2024-32, condemning the structure located at 1010B Circle, Bellevue. Do I have a motion? Councilwoman Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 2024-32.
Second.
Motion by Welch, second by McCaw. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 14B, show cause hearing on the proposed condemnation at 3605 Harrison Street, Bellevue. And I'll open the public hearing and we'll start again with Mike Christensen.
This house in approximately September of 23 was brought to our attention. And it had been totally gutted on the interior without any benefit of any permits or any direction as to which way the house was going to go. All the windows since then have been broken out, just been vandalized over and over again, doors knocked off. The inside is totally gutted down to the studs with all the electrical and plumbing removed. The owner was contacted and said they were going to take out the permits, proper permits, to bring the structure back into a habitable condition, but that's never happened. You can hardly stand to even be in this structure. The mildew and mold is pretty strong in this structure. There isn't any aspect of it that's not either damaged or the windows broken out.
Any questions for Mike? Councilwoman Welch?
So Mike, just for clarification, this was brought to your attention in 2023 and then the homeowner was contacted then immediately?
They were out of state owners, correct.
And they've never done anything since?
No, it hasn't changed
Okay.
since then.
Thanks.
Okay, public hearing is open. Is there anyone here that would like to speak regarding 14B? Please come forward. Anybody wanting to speak regarding the proposed condemnation of 3605 Harrison Street, please come forward. Seeing nobody, I'll close the public hearing. Item 14B1, resolution number 2024-31, condemning the structure located at 3605 Harrison Street, Bellevue. Do I have a motion? Councilman Preister.
Thank you, Mayor. I will move to approve resolution number 2024-31.
Second.
Motion by Preister, second by Casey. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 15, resolutions. 15A, resolution number 2024-29, request to amend the redevelopment plan for Lot 1, Southeast Plaza, applicant Marathon Equity LLC, general location 909 Fort Crook Road North. And do I have a motion? Councilwoman Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion that we approve resolution number 2024-29.
Second.
Motion by Welch, second by McCaw. Any comments or questions? Councilman Preister.
Thank you, Mayor. I just explain my vote because at the last meeting we had a discussion, and this will also include 400 and some 79,000 in TIF funding, and it just seems like it's not fair to an existing business who isn't getting TIF funding that a competing business will be right next door. I understand that we have competition, that's part of the American way, but it's my personal conscience and I just don't feel good about it, so I will be voting it down.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, we have a motion by Welch, seconded by McCaw. Please vote.
We have 5 yes votes and 1 no vote, with Councilman Preister voting no. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 15B, resolution number 2024-33, request to approve the 2024 Comprehensive Plan and Long Range Transportation Plan. Applicant, City of Bellevue. And I'll open up for public hearing. And just please state your name and address.
Good evening. My name is Vivian Fung. I'm with Olson. I live in Arlington, Texas, and I'm here to present the comprehensive plan.
Okay.
All right. Good evening. We're very excited to be here to discuss with you the comprehensive plan and long-range transportation plan for Bellevue. Many of you have been a part of this effort, and we're excited to present to you the final plan. My name is Vivian Fung. I've been the project manager and lead community planner, and I also have with me in the room Ted Richard. Ted has been our transportation lead as well. We're here to answer any questions and present the plan. As you know, the need for this planning effort has been a coordinated and consensus-built vision for the future of Bellevue, including the comprehensive plan as well as the long-range transportation plan, as well as clear next steps for growth and development, a step-by-step action plan, and all of that packaged in one neat and aligned vision. The process has involved extensive engagement, extensive data analysis, and an iterative process that has resulted in this plan. Many of you have had the chance to be a part of this planning effort. And the plan itself involves the vision, values, goals, and strategies for the future of Bellevue's growth and development, as well as its mobility network. This covers topics like land use, development, placemaking, transportation, and more, and it's a complete action plan that's ready to be used as a tool for you all in this room as you make decisions about the future. And our goal here is just to discuss the planning process, present the plan at a high level, review any questions, and then hopefully move for approval. Going through the process first, we went through an extensive discovery and understanding process. This involved extensive community engagement and existing conditions analysis, economic and market analysis, site visits, photographic inventory, information collected from a number of different directions, both qualitative and quantitative, to understand how Bellevue exists today. We also went through an extensive engagement and communications effort. This involved the formation of a stakeholder committee and technical committee as our advising bodies, a visioning workshop, an online public survey, a planning and design charrette, virtual and in-person public open houses, the creation and development of a project website, marketing materials, and a number of other communication techniques to get the word out about the planning effort, get people involved, get the community's feedback throughout the process. This involved the visioning workshop at the very beginning all the way through to today, to the presentation of the plan. Also, as part of the planning process was idea generation, plan development, and refinement. So through our charrette, we generated those initial concepts, those initial ideas, worked through the refinement of those concepts with the community, with our technical experts, and with our advising bodies to establish the vision and values of Bellevue, plan recommendations, create those maps and graphics, and then work through our internal quality control measures as well as external through those advising bodies to get to a plan that works for you, that involved public revisions as well as city staff revisions. We've also gone through planning and zoning, and here we are today. And we're also working to position you all for implementation. So the purpose of developing this document is to have a tool for you all to use, like I mentioned, making decisions about growth, development, infrastructure projects, all of the things that will come to the table. This is your defining document for those decisions. So we've developed an extensive action plan and hot list, as well as a funding playbook. We'll talk about what those things mean. Gone through city staff revisions, planning commission, city council, and then formal plan adoption, which moves us into implementation. So we are going to present here quickly at a high level the plan. We're happy to delve into as much detail as you would like. The vision established in the plan for the future of Bellevue is a dynamic community that embodies a small town charm, preserves its heritage while inviting future growth with inclusive and reliable mobility options, vibrant and connected destinations, diverse business opportunities, and a strong sense of place. We also have values that back this vision. And then from there, we go from the vision at a high level down into the recommendations of the plan. We subdivide these recommendations by topic. So we have land use, transportation, sense of place, and so on. We're going to go through each of these next. For land use, development, and economic health, we have these visuals to kind of capture the big ideas that were explained in the body of the document. So unique attractions in Bellevue, bridging the gap between old and new, removing barriers, creating a place that captures live, work, and play, a place that invites the future and celebrates its history at the same time. These are some of the common threads that you'll see for land use development and economic health. For character, placemaking, and art, this is our next section of the plan. We have some big ideas that include beautiful streetscapes and landscapes, public art, murals, statues, media, enhancements to community aesthetics, design standards, site furnishings, and bringing public spaces to life. And again, the plan delves into the details of what these things mean. Next section here is quality of life and environmental resiliency. This section really dives into investments for walkability, parks, and recreation, as well as art installations, community partnerships, park enhancements, protecting and enhancing the physical environment, community programming, and things like that that work to create quality of life and environmental resiliency. Those are some of the big ideas. In the transportation section, we prioritize safety, mobility for all, walkable communities, movement of goods and people, freedom of movement, regional transit connections, efficiency, enhancing economic and social vitality, and balanced transportation networks. And all of those things work together. We have frameworks to back each of those big ideas as well. So after we've gone through the vision, the values, and the recommendations of the plan, we get into the implementation section. This is where we tell you how to achieve these things. This is a detailed playbook that informs your actions. And it's a daily guidebook. So each recommendation is backed by actions. These actions are supported by ownership and partnership of those actions. So who will take accountability for those actions? The type of actions that those can be partnerships, they can be programs, they can be projects, built projects, a number of different types of actions. Time frames, is this a short-term action that needs to take place immediately? Is this a long-term action? We have defined time frames for each of those, and relative costs, and we get to $1 sign to $3 signs. All of this is designed to help you understand the prioritization of the actions that back the recommendations of the plan. To support the action plan, we also have a funding playbook in the back of the plan. This is where you will see specific funding strategies that support the implementation and funding of plan recommendations. These are local investments, state opportunities, federal opportunities, and funding relevant to the recommendations of the plan that back those recommendations as well. And then the final piece here is the hot list. The hot list is the top 10 actions taken from the action plan in no particular order, provided to you all as the first 10 things that the community can do to get the plan rolling, to continue the momentum that's been developed through the planning effort, that's been built through the community engagement, and to get the plan implemented. And we have those listed out as well. Those little red icons you can see throughout the action plan, those represent items that are on the hot list. And we told you we'd keep it brief. Next steps for the plan include formal adoption, hopefully this evening, and then moving into implementation. And we are here to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions for the team? Councilman Casey.
No, I actually don't have a question, just a comment. It's almost hard to wrap your head around how much work you guys put into this. So I commend Olson and Tammy Palm and your team for bringing all this together over almost a year, right?
Yes.
Pretty impressive. I also want to say how rewarding it is to see all this come together with all the discussions and comments and questions in the different committees and the video conferencing, and to actually see it all come together into a document that captured all those things. It's it's mind-boggling to know how you did all that. I'm beyond impressed. And the final thing for me is that the vision that you put up here if you don't read anything else in this entire document, that vision actually gives me goosebumps. And I remember the discussions that we had during I think it was a technical committee, or maybe it was the stakeholders, where people had these different ideas of what the vision should be, and to see that actually presented and what it looks like, it still gives me goosebumps. So again, thank you, and thank you, Tammy, for everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rich. Councilwoman Welch.
Just a quick question. I'm not sure if it's for you, Vivian, or Tammy, or Mr. Risto. When was the last time we did something like this, if ever?
So we routinely, our original comp plan was done in 92. We did a complete overhaul in 08. And then per city code, we've done minor revisions every couple years. So really, we haven't had a complete overhaul since 2008 of the comp plan. And so, a year ago, staff decided it was time, particularly with the growth that we have taken on the last couple of years. And so I agree with Councilman Casey. It seemed like somewhat of a daunting task at first, but Olson really organized this. All the community ideas and staff ideas and put them into this document quite nicely. So
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for a job well done. A lot of data in here, and it's all organized great. And it's not just the mayor's ideas, right? So, so that's the best part. Okay, we have a public hearing. So if there's anyone here that would like to speak regarding the comp plan, please come forward. Anyone wanting to speak regarding the comp plan, please come forward. Seeing nobody, I'll close the public hearing and I'll ask for a motion. Councilman Casey.
Thank you, Mayor. It's almost a shame not to have like a 2-hour conversation after a year worth of information, but I'll move to approve resolution number 2024-33.
Second.
Motion by Casey, seconded by Preister. Any comments or questions? It's your last chance. All right, please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
All right, thanks again for all your work. Item 16, current business. 16A, approval of the redevelopment agreement and redevelopment promissory note allowing up to $1,100,000 plus accrued interest to offset TIF eligible expenses for Here, There, and Everywhere LLC redevelopment project located at 2302 Lincoln Road, Tax Lot 2, Here and There addition to the City of Bellevue, Sarpy County, Nebraska, and authorize the mayor to sign. Do I have a motion? Councilman Casey.
Motion to approve item 16A.
Second.
Motion by Casey, seconded by Cook. Are there any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 16B, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement with HGM Associates for design engineering for the Everett Park Pickleball Court in an amount not to exceed $27,700. Do I have a motion? Councilwoman Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Make a motion that we approve item 16B.
Second.
By Welch, second by McCall. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 16C, recommend approval of the purchase of a new and upgraded cable cast carousel system for the cable TV department in an amount not to exceed $60,267. Do I have a motion? Councilman Preister.
Thank you, Mayor. I will move to approve item 16C.
Second.
Motion by Preister, second by McCaw. Any comments or questions? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 17, administration reports. Comments must be limited to items on the current reports. November report will be attached to the December 3rd council packet. Item 18, we have no closed session this evening, and I'll take a motion to adjourn. Councilman Cook.
I think we should sit here for a little bit longer.
All right.
Um,
What are we gonna talk about?
So I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Cook, second by Casey. Any discussion on that? Please vote.
All voting yes, motion carries.